we continue to drape the back. At the basic bodies, we arrange the shoulder dart and the waist dart. So we could do variation like a neckline dart and the waist dart. The same way to prepare the muslin. So now my muslin is ready for drape. So first, fold the 1-inch extension at the center back and pin the center back at the shoulder blade level line. The step exactly like the basic bodies. Okay. Then smooth up the muslin to the neckline and pin the neckline at the center back. Okay. Then pin the shoulder blade level line at the ridge of the armhole. After pinning the ridge of armhole to check whether the muslin is straight down, we could, by checking the center back of muslin, whether it aligns to the center back of the form. If the muslin is hand straight, we pin the center back at the waist. So there's 1/8 for ease at the shoulder blade level line. We need to establish the ease evenly at the shoulder blade level line. We establish the ease evenly at the shoulder blade level line. It's exactly like the basic bodies. Okay. And then hold up the muslin, smooth up to the shoulder. We still give about 1/4 for ease at the back shoulder line. And then smooth up to the intersection of neckline and shoulder line. And pin the intersection of neckline and shoulder line. So you could notice that there is excess fabric at the neckline. Okay? And we could cut the excess fabric and clip in, so it's easier to pitch up the excess fabric to make the neckline dart. Cut, leave about 1 inch above the neckline. And pick up the excess fabric at the neckline. So you can notice it comes out a neckline. Okay, so you can notice that above the bust level line, there's no dot at the shoulder line, but have a dot at the neckline. Okay, under the bust level line, it's exactly the same procedure like in the basic bodies. Straight down the T-line. And pin the T-line at the waist. Okay, pick up the excess fabric at the waist. Pin them together so it comes out a waist dot. Okay, Then we pin the side seam. Don't forget, give a little ease. Give a little ease at the side seam. And pin the side seam at the west. And then smooth up, pin the side seam at the bottom of armhole. Okay, so we finished to drape the basic body's back, and we needed to mark the important point and the line. Cross mark the neckline at the center back. Dot along the neckline. Cross mark the dot at the neckline. Cross mark the dot at the neckline. Dot along the neckline. Cross mark the intersection neckline and the shoulder. Cross mark the shoulder point. Cross mark the side seam at the bottom of armhole. Cross mark the side seam at the west. Dot along the west. Dot along the west. Cross mark the dot at the west. Cross mark the dot at the west. Dot along the west. Dot along the west. Cross mark the west at the center back. Okay. Now we finished to mark the important point and mark the important line. So we could remove the muslin to the table. So we remove the muslin on the table. Though the dot transferred to the neckline, we still could see shoulder blade level area convex. So now let me release the dot, and release the ease, okay? And we draw the west dot first. And we still need to find the middle of the dot. The middle of the dot. Through the middle, draw a straight line. Draw a straight line upward to the lower armhole, just like the basic bodies. 1 inch from the original bottom of armhole. Okay, so we got the dot point. Connect the dot leg. Connect another dot leg. Okay. On the neckline dot, we connect the point close to the center back with the west dot point. So we measure 3 inches of the dot, 1, 2, 3, and mark it as the neckline dot point. Connect another dot leg as for the neckline dot. So we connect the side seam. Okay, connect the side seam. And then we need to pin. We pin the neckline dot. Crease the dot leg close to the center back. Match to another leg. Pin the dot together. Pin the dot together. Okay. Then truing the neckline. The beginning part, particularly to the center back. Then use French curve to truing the neckline. Okay, then we draw the shoulder line. Okay, the shoulder line is still like it's S shape. Do you remember? It's exactly like in the basic bodies. So we could use two French curves combined together. Okay. Then we draw the armhole. The same part is particularly to the shoulder line. Then use French curve to connect the shoulder blade level line point. Okay. Then connect the under shoulder blade level part of the armhole. Okay. So the same way, lower the bottom of armhole 1 inch. 1 inch lower the bottom of armhole, original bottom of armhole. ½ inch beyond the original side seam. So we got the new side seam. We got the new bottom of armhole. And draw the new armhole. Okay. Connect the loser side seam. And also lower a quarter lower the original side seam at the waistline, and connect the new side seam. Okay. And then pin the waist dart. The same way, crease the dart leg close to the center back and pin the dart together.